Today we're doing section 8.3 and we're going to focus on matrix operations. You probably are going to recognize some of this from last year. So this is a little bit easier than solving matrices. So just some quick understanding. So if we were to state the order of these matrices, these both would be 2 by 3s. So it's the number of rows by the number of columns. And if I were to call upon a specific element, so for example, if I would say A22, that means I'm looking for the number in row 2, column 2, which would be value 6. So that's just some quick understanding. In order to add your matrices, the orders have to match, so it has to be a 2 by 3 and a 2 by 3. And then what you do is you simply just add your numbers. So for example, 0 and -2 will get added because they're in the corresponding spots. 5 and 3 is 8, 3 and 5 is also 8, and in the bottom, -2 and 7 is 5, 6 plus a -9 is -3, -8 plus a 6 is -2. Done. So we added the matrix. More difficult would be subtracting. There's more room for error with your signs. The order of these are 2 by 2s. Okay, and as long as the orders match, you can subtract. So you match up your spots. So this is -6 minus a -5, which will be -1. 7 minus 6 is 1. 2 minus 0 is 2. And -3 minus a -4 is 1. So that's it. Now we're going to talk about scaling. So here they want you to scale the matrix A by the value of 2. They want you to scale matrix B by the value of 3, and they want you to add those results together. This is not matrix multiplication. Matrix multiplication is different. This is just simply scaling by a value. So if I multiplied everything in matrix A by 2, I would get -2, 8, 6, and 0. And matrix B by 3, I'll get 6, -9, 15, and a -18. And now I add them together. So I'll get 4, -1, 21, and a -18. So there's an example of scaling each matrices and adding them together. So the last thing that we're going to go over is solving a matrix. So notice I tell you what A and B are. They represent 2 by 2 matrices. And then I ask you to solve for X. So because they're both 2 by 2s, your final answer should be a 2 by 2. So let's leave it in this form without the matrices in it. I would subtract A. So 2x equals B minus A. And then I would divide by 2. So essentially this means all the values after you subtract B minus A are getting cut in half. So to kind of set this up, I would put a B matrix first, so I'd put -6, 5, 9, 1, minus 1, -5, 0, 2, and this whole thing gets cut in half. So -6 minus 1 is -7, 5 minus a -5 is 10, 9 minus 0 is 9, 1 minus 2 is -1. And I still need to cut all these values in half. So my final answer when I cut these all in half would be -7 halves, 5, 9 halves, and -1 half. So here we did some simple calculations and we were able to solve for X. So that's all for now. Tomorrow we're going to work on matrix multiplication, which is a little bit more involved.